Hello everybody, Quentin here. Today we are helping Bob out with the barley harvest. And in a bit of an odd twist, we're going to be selling this off directly. The pub in town, the village pub, is starting to brew up its own ale. And they've been in contact with me basically saying if we can provide some barley, they can brew up some delicious ales, and they are willing to pay £600 per tonne at the moment, which of course will be reduced over time as we provide more and they don't need it as much. And that's going to be perfect for what we're trying to do here today, because we just won't have the time to get from the field to the yard and back again with the trailer. It would also help greatly if I could actually manage the speed of this thing. There we go. 10,000 litres, that'll do. That'll be £6,000 straight off the bat. So it's off to the village we go. I've got the beacon on, as you can see, and I'm in a bit of a rush because Bubba is making very, very good time through the field, and he's picking up quite a lot of barley in one go. This field is producing quite a lot of barley, which is a fantastic yield. However, the issue there is with good yield also comes the issue of getting the crop out of the field, which I don't know if I can do in time, quite frankly. I'm going to have to drive through the field here. Oh, good lord. The turning circle with this trailer is just, quite frankly, atrocious. I don't think I'll be able to fit through this gate. Oh, I can. No, I can't, because oh. I don't know if I can get this out. Let's try and just turn us... No, I've hit the gate. Turn as tightly as you can here, and this is not the tightest turn this thing can do. Come on. Alright. Now to the left. We should be free this time. No, the trailer's still decided to get stuck. A bit further to the right here. We are free to continue on to the pub. Hopefully next time it'll be a bit easier to get through, as, well, there'll be less crop to try and avoid. So it's off to the village pub we go, indicating our way there, because of course we are, I am a responsible driver. There is the local sawmill. Now the pub is very thankful for me after I did the mowing for them previously, so we can just turn up, and they've got a storage area for the barley in around the back here. This trailer, I swear to goodness, is just trying to be annoying. Come on. Do you want to do your work or not? Come on, do your... Bloody hell. Come on. In you go, trailer. There we go. Oh, and now I've got to reverse it. This is going to end well. Come on, there we go. Wonderful. And Bubba's already almost full again. Can I afford... no, is the simple answer. But could I afford, perhaps... Because we're currently using... this trailer, which is 12,800, holds 14,000. This would be a better trailer, the Marshall QM16. Is there anything else we could use? Yes, the Marshall QM16 would by far be a better trailer. So I think we may well invest in one of those, and hopefully it's got a better turning circle than this. The harvester is already full. This is the kind of effort we're going to have to put in today. Is we're going to have to pretty much constantly be driving, because the harvester is going to be full quite a lot. And our best case scenario is, well, we can afford the Marshall trailer, honestly. Because if we can afford the Marshall, which is... how much is it? How much is the Marshall? £28,000. I don't think we'll be able to afford that today. If we were to get that, we would be able to double up on the barley and move more of it at once. This is probably the only way I'll be able to get through here. Come on. Where is Bubba with the harvester? He should be up over here somewhere. This is quite punishing because if there were two tractors, two trailers, I'd be able to manage all of this quite easily with, some help from somebody else. But with just the one tractor and one trailer, this is basically me going to be going full tilt to and fro, with loads of barley. There we go. I do have the drone out, so hopefully we'll be able to see some images from that. I don't see the point in turning off my beacon lights, as I'm going to be pretty strongly, well, moving pretty fast in and out of the field, quite honestly. So there's no point in turning the beacons off at the present moment, as well, honestly, I just don't have the time to think about whether that's a good idea or not. As you can see, we're at 70% full already. We're at, what, 10,000 litres of barley once again. And while this is very convenient in terms of getting large amounts of barley sold off at once and getting quite a large amount of money for it, it's not very convenient in that, well, we're pushing ourselves quite hard. The trailer's 2/3 of the way full. Shall I try driving off here? Yes, I think that might be an idea. Let's get this out of the field. I think I've learned my lesson from the last time. So go out. But we're nowhere near the exit of the field here. What we should do is we should go out very wide here, out almost into the river, or into the ditch, the drainage river. We shall sweep over to the right very late on, and sweep back to the left. So here goes nothing. Where are we? There's the... Yes, we have to sweep to the right now. And now sweep back to the left. Is that going to work? That is going to work. And that's just going to be easier as we get further and further into the field, because we can start taking shallower and shallower turns in. But the crop must make it to the pub for it to be of any use to us, so let's continue driving. The harvester's already 1/3 of the way full once again, so I don't think there is a way to get to the pub and back with this tractor without having issues with the harvester clogging up and, you know, running out of space and whatnot. Running out of fill level. Getting full is what I'm trying to say. So the harvester's almost halfway full, and we haven't even done the reversing yet. I get the feeling we won't be back in time to prevent Bubba from filling the harvester completely. It's just occurred to me that if I were to reverse some more, like that, and cut the tightest left I can, there we go. There we go indeed. This really is just an exercise in taking up as much of the road as is humanly possible, because this trailer just does not want to take any sort of turn. The harvester is 72% full, almost 3/4 of the way there. We are coming up on the roundabout. We might be able to make a trip back to the harvester just in time to get some barley out of it before it fills. However, the most difficult set of turns are coming up now, which is the entrance to the field. And I'm not quite sure what Bubba's doing, actually. I've just looked into the field and there seems to be a random patch of straw. A random patch of barley where there shouldn't be. And as a result, I've been distracted and confused. In we go, 88% full. Can we make it above in time? I think we can. I think we can. I think Bubba's about to turn around, which will may cause some issues. No, he's not. Come on, Quentin. Come on. Fiat New Holland Identity Crisis Tractor. 98. 99%. And he's full just as we get there. Foiled at the last second. If I didn't have that accident, I would have caught it in time. Whoa, Bubba, where are you going? Right, that works, I guess. So this time what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and get the trailer to 100% full before I go to the pub again. We should be now in positive numbers in terms of cash, in theory. So we're at 10,000 litres now. In the trailer. So what I'll do is I will just pull off over here and take a bit of a breather, a bit of a rest, so that I'm not too stressed out. We'll have a look at our cash money. Minus £581. So this load will get us into the positives. And now we can look at our options. We've got 14,000 litres currently. We could spend £16,500 to get an 18,000 litre trailer. Or is there any better option? 19,000 to get 15,000. That is not really worth it. 25,000. Yes, I think. Hang on a second. 25,000 to get 21,000. 28,000 to get an extra 700 litres. Perhaps the agroliner might be a better option. That is a dolly trailer, which I would have to reverse it regardless. So that's 27,000. This is 28,000. 1,000 for an extra 700 litres is not a bad option. How much is this? 35,000, but 31,000 litres of capacity. Yes, I think the Marshall QM16 is going to be the option we take. I think that's the best trailer for us moving forward. And for the farm, of course. Although there might be more options when we next look, you never know. I think priority number one is going to be dealing with the harvest first, and then thinking about what to do with the income afterwards. Are you going to... Yes, you're going to make an extremely tight turn without any warning. Thank you, Bubba. Alright. 87, 88, 89, 91, 2, 3, 4. This is going to backfire spectacularly because leaving the field now, we've got the full 14,000 litres of grain in the trailer. However, the harvester is already 1/10 of the way full, which that is not what I was hoping would happen. And as I predicted, these turns are becoming slightly easier due to the fact that I'm not having to avoid as much crop anymore. There we go. Out onto the road, round the roundabout, up into town, to the pub, and we can empty the trailer there. Worry about how full the harvester is on the way back, which it will be full by the time we get back. It's just where on earth it's parked. Because there is a very real chance that by the time we get back, the harvester will have done a full line up the field and be facing in the wrong direction. Which I'll have to drive on some crops if that's the case. Luckily I've used Bubba's trick of letting the tires down slightly so that they don't damage the crop too much. So you should still be able to get full yield out of the entire field, which won't lose any crop whatsoever. The only problem I really have is dealing with the trailer, which is proving to be a pain in the rear end. There we go. All lined up to unload. Dump the barley out into the brewery area of the pub. And away we go once again. The pub itself is quite small, although they do operate quite the brewery underneath and in the back room. So almost all of the beer, apart from the Smithwick's, consumed in that pub, I know how to pronounce that. I know that people have been complaining about the way I've been pronouncing tractors like the same. It's spelled the same as the word the same, so I'm going to pronounce it same. I know people have been complaining that I don't perhaps know how to pronounce things correctly. Well, in fact I do if somebody points it out to me correctly. I refuse to accept that the same tractor is pronounced Sammy, when it's spelled the exact same as the word same. That is just nonsensical, and don't try and fool me. So, the harvester isn't full. Have I somehow managed to come across a method by which, of course, it's having to turn more, which means that it isn't going to fill up as quickly. Which actually gives us an advantage. Gives me an advantage in that... Oh, blast! Gives me an advantage in that it's over the other side of the bloody field. Blubbery blub, blub blub blub. So it's going to be full by the time we get there, just because it's gone off on a weird tangent. However, for 20 minutes of harvesting, even with the amount of time the harvest has been full, this field is really coming along quite well. Bubba's decided to do 4 headlands, and I think he will start going straight up and down after this one. So it should be reasonably okay. There we go. The true question is, how much money will we have once we've sold all the barley off? Now, we've only come to an agreement for this one field of barley, as it's the biggest field that we have. So the more barley we get out of this field, the better. The wheat field next door, field 30, is not under any sort of agreement at the moment. So that could cause us financial difficulty. However, currently, while the harvester is empty, I can check the money. We're at 7,540. Is there anything we could get that could be of use? Anything at all? I don't think it's worth buying anything right now. I think waiting until we have the money for the Marshall trailer is going to be our way forward. The Marshall, however, is long. I happen to know that it's longer than this massive Ferguson trailer that we're currently using. However, on that very same note, the Marshall does tend to turn better with the tractor, so it might end up to our advantage. So let's get this all loaded up. So 80%, 88%. Let's get this up to 14,000 liters once again, and I get the horrible feeling the next time we come back to the harvester, once we of course head off to the pub once again, I get the horrid feeling that once we get to the harvester again, it's going to be full and pointing in the wrong direction. Which of course is always a bit of a worry, and I think now more than ever it should be a concern of mine. However, the advantage we're going to get here is that, well, we don't need to worry too much about taking this turn, because, well, now there's enough crop on that it's nice and easy. It's not a difficult turn at all anymore. So 13,909 litres, we're only 100 litres short of the 14,000, it doesn't matter too much. We will head off over to the shop, to the pub once again, and sell this load of barley. Once that's done, we can check how much we actually have money-wise and start making decisions on purchases, namely whether or not it's going to be time to get the Marshall trailer. And that is, of course, the overriding question today. Can we afford the Marshall? I don't think we will this time, but maybe after the next load with selling the trailer, this current trailer that we're using, I think that after selling this trailer, we may just be able to afford the Marshall. I'm going to cost this trailer and kind of put a conservative estimate of £5,000 on this trailer. So if we can hit £23,000 off these next 2 or 3 loads, we should be good money-wise. In fact, how much is the trailer again? I apologise, I haven't been sleeping well lately. Yes, if we can hit £23,000 off the next load or two, because this trailer is usually 12,800. What does this trailer, if I were to sell this trailer right now without any, 7,938. Okay. So it's going to be £21,000 we actually need, which will be the next load of barley. In theory, the next load of barley will be the less from this massive Ferguson trailer, and we can purchase the Marshall trailer, which is going to allow us a bit more freedom. A bit more freedom to stay in the field a bit longer. It will last. bit more freedom to stay in the field a bit longer, and perhaps yawn while I'm in the field instead of trying to drive the tractor back over there. I think that would be the optimal strategy there. So that was 66% full in the harvester. It is going to be pointing the wrong way. I have no doubt about that in my mind. It's going to be pointing towards us when we arrive at the field. The real question that I have is whether or not it's going to be able to turn before it hits 100%. I don't think I have not left myself enough room for this turn. Just abandon that attempt. Just give ourselves a bit more room. This time we should be able to make the turn. No, because I whiffed it halfway through. There we go. In we go. Now, the real question is, where is the harvester? It is going to be full pointing towards us, isn't it? Because it's reaching the end of the field there. It's going to start coming down towards us now. And it's at 91% full. It's going to be full. We're going to have to drive on the crop, it looks like. Or are we? Because he's doing another headland. He's doing a 5th headland. Blast! I took the wrong turn. If I'd turned right when I came into the field, I would have been able to catch him. I was unaware that he was going to do 5th headland. I was completely under the impression that 4 headlands would have been enough for this field. Even 3 would have been enough for this field. And Bubba would have got on with his work. But no, he's done a 5th headland for some reason. That's going to make baling this field very interesting. And I might make Bubba do it just because it might teach him a lesson. In why we don't do 5 headlands on a field. However, it is somewhat convenient in that we can get another load of wheat out of barley, without having to worry about driving on crops. Which, granted, we did at the very start when there was very little of the field harvested, but as more of the field got harvested, we started moving towards being able to just drive straight out almost. And in fact, once we got the harvest empty this time, and we're running up near 10,000 litres, if not 11 or 12,000, we should be able to go to the pub, sell off the barley, and how much money do we have at the moment? 15,449. Yes, we should be able to sell off the barley if we have, let's say, 11,000 litres barley. That should cover the cost up to £21,000, which means that we can start moving towards, in fact, not even start moving towards, we can get the Marshall trailer. We'll have to bring this over to the shop, the Massey Ferguson, bring this over to the shop, sell it off, get the Marshall trailer, and that'll be all of that. Perfect. Now, of course, the issue is Bubba likes doing his random weird turns, which, that's somewhat convenient, Bubba, thank you. What on earth are you doing? Are you confused? Bubba, what on earth are you doing? That's driving through the crop, Bubba. That's not entirely helpful. Bubba, what on earth are you trying to do there? Are you hoping to succeed in the weirdest turn I have ever seen? Okay, you've got that bit that you missed. Well done. What are you doing? Oh! Are you now going to start harvesting at a weird angle when in fact you had a perfect, well, reasonably good straight line going along the left-hand side of the field there? I'm not entirely sure what Bubba's planning. It looks like he's going for the very bizarre line method of doing the field here. Yes, it is in fact going to be the very bizarre line, because he's going to take the... I suppose that when he gets the middle of the field, that's going to be a really nice long line that he's harvesting, but right now it's just a very short one. That is a bizarre decision from you, but why are you driving on the crops constantly? Damn it! Blast you blithering idiot! We need those crops. We need to sell those. Stop crushing them. I know that I've done a little wheel trick, but that doesn't guarantee that the crops will be 100% non-damaged. Right, you're going off again. I think this is a good point to end the video, because Bubba's confused me to no end. In fact, no. No, let's do what I said we'd do. Because I think, yes, after this, after he's turned around here, we can line up beside the harvester and start getting the barley out of it. It won't be much, it'll be, you know, 1,400 litres roughly. But if we were to line up, let's say here, like this, we should not be in Bubba's way. In theory. In theory. And in practice, we are actually off to one side somehow. There we go. So by doing this, we will get the last bit of the harvester emptied. There we go. 12,404 litres. That should be enough. That should be enough to allow us to go to the pub, empty out the trailer, bring the trailer over to the shop, set it off, and get ourselves the Marshall QM/16 trailer, which is a bigger number than 14, but a smaller number than whatever number this trailer probably is, 140. Yes, it's a smaller number than 140, but it has letters in front of it, which means it is much better. So a New Holland TM55 is far better than a New Holland 110-90. That is completely how tractors work and how naming conventions work. If a letter is involved, it is clearly superior. Last, I've hit the fence. A bloody strong fence, though. It doesn't seem to have a dent at all. Let's get this sold off. Reverse this in. There we go. Set it off. Monitor the money. 19, 20, 21. We can afford the Marshall now. So we're going to basically take the same route back. However, due to the fact that we're going to the shop, we're going to take a slightly odd detour. Also, something I've forgotten to mention is that I have abandoned quite a lot of equipment at the shop that was bought previously. That's still there. So just ignore the vast amount of equipment abandoned at the shop. It'll be moved eventually. It'll be Alistair's problem most likely, but it will be moved eventually. Now the advantage of Bubba now taking the weirdest line I've ever seen harvesting is that we could theoretically make it up to the yard with a full trailer before Bubba's figured out that he's filling up. This may work to our advantage. And of course, it's going to look pretty too, which is always a nice thing. Always, well, except for that corner where Bubba just went at completely random angles. But we can dispose of this Massey Ferguson trailer, the 140. We can buy the Marshall QM/16 or QM16. And that would be a very, very good thing indeed. And that would be a very good way to end off our week here. And get moving into the final 2 videos for Orchard Farm before I have to start packing up my things and preparing to move back over to Thornton in the winter. So let us get this into the sales shed. You can see that there is quite a large amount of equipment just abandoned around here. Just ignore it. This can go into the sales shed as it is annoying and I dislike it. Can drop it, let's say, there. Move the New Holland Fiat with the identity crisis out of the way. And sell this. Ooh, 9,500. That means we're going to actually get profit out of this. Let's get that in red and silver. Bog standard Marshall colors. And there it is, our brand new trailer, which is shorter, so we might have a chance at seeing over the rim of it when we're driving it around. So back to the field we go. But on that note, on the happy note of us having a new trailer, I do believe it is time for me to say I have been Quentin. You've been watching Farming Simulator 17 on Orchard Farm. I do hope you enjoyed this video and all of the chaos that went along with it. If you did, hit the like button and the subscribe button as well. You can poke those with your mouse, you cruel animal abusing beasts. Or with your finger if you're on one of these smartphones. I don't see what makes them smart, but apparently they are. Until I see you again, which will be probably next Tuesday. Hip hip, tally-ho, and cheerio. Ta-ra!